So Riot just released the patch notes for 8.11, including changes to CLOVE, ISO, Reyna, Raze, and Neon. These aren't live yet, they go live on the 11th of June, so that's next Tuesday. And you can see on screen there all the changes I'll be going through in this video. We'll have some random gameplay on in the background as I'm talking about each change. Jumping right into it, we have ISO first off, who's just strictly getting outright buffs. When you activate double tap, it will now play a 1 second long animation, during which you can't use your gun. Upon that animation finishing, you will get the shield that you used to get from killing an enemy. So now you don't have to kill anyone to get ISO's shield, you just press the ability and you get it after a 1 second delay. Using this ability will play a shield forming sound at the end of the channel when the shield is activated, so that enemies know you have your shield. The charges for double tap have been reduced from 2 down to 1, but kill reset was added to double tap. So if you get 2 kills, you get another charge of your ability, like Jet's dash. ISO now receives a wall penetration tag instead of a standard heavy penetration tag when the shield is broken. This just means he is slowed less upon his shield breaking. Additionally, ISO now gets a damage indicator towards the direction of the enemy that broke his shield. ISO can now recast double tap while it's active to refresh the duration of the shield. That'll only be relevant if he gets a refresh charge of his double tap from getting 2 kills and it's still active. So the orbs that pop up after killing an enemy with double tap active are still going to appear. You can still shoot them to refresh the duration of the shield. You can now just start off the ability with the shield again after that 1 second animation. So ISO just has an outright buff. That's what's changing for him. All changes to his double tap. I don't know if it's going to be enough to make him broken or too strong even. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on now over to Neon. Now put the change to the fast lane on screen there. It says it dissipates from behind to minimize visual noise in combat space while giving cover for Neon. So essentially what that means is instead of the wall all dropping at once, it'll start dropping from the point you cast the ability and end up dropping, at the very end. So think of the way a Viper wall comes up, but in reverse. It'll start going down from the start point and then end going down to the end point, and that total duration of dissolving will take 2 seconds. The wall duration itself now has also been reduced from 6 seconds down to 4. So I think with the dissolve duration change as well, the overall ability, her fast lane, now lasts 1 second longer. That's fine though, because we have a lot of changes to high gear and a lot of buffs there. First of all, specifically to the sprint, there is no longer strafe speed reduced while sprinting on Neon. So the max sprint speed while moving sideways has gone from 6.7 meters per second up to 9 meters per second. So as far as I can tell, you now move equally as fast sideways as you do back and forward, or at least when you move sideways while sprinting, it is now much faster than it used to be. Also, the time until full fuel regen for Neon has gone from 60 seconds down to 20 seconds, so her little energy bar at the bottom is going to fill up 3 times as fast as it used to. That was just sprint. Now we have the buffs to her slide. You can now have up to 2 charges of it, however the second charge will cost 150 credits. Neon now removes all weapon movement error while sliding. They say that this effectively means she's more accurate while sliding, but as far as I can tell, that's going to mean 100% accurate. So now you can slide in with a Vandal, and while you're fully sliding, as long as you can hit that headshot still, it is always going to hit. It's going to be 100% accurate. They changed the equip time for the weapons as well coming out of the slide to be a 2.2-second delay after sliding until when your weapon comes out. So that slide sounds pretty powerful now, but then we have a change to her stun as well. You now only have 1 charge instead of 2, so that's going to be a nerf. However, the wind-up delay is going to be 0.3 seconds shorter, so it'll activate, 0.3 seconds faster, and the concussed duration has gone from 3 seconds up to 3.5 seconds. So overall, I think Neon is definitely the biggest winner in this patch, even though the fast lane, seems to be a little bit of a nerf, and then the stun, you can debate whether that's a nerf or not. You have 1 charge now, but it's stronger than it used to be, because then the changes to her high gear, the signature ability, they're all just buffs, outright buffs. You can sprint sideways faster, the energy refills 3 times faster, you can have 2 slides now, you're 100% accurate while sliding. I'm excited to see how those feel in game, and overall, lots of cool changes to Neon there. Next, we have the changes to Reyna. Now, I'll put that on screen there. That is basically the devs giving a little bit of context to these changes. So you can pause that if you want to read what they have to say there. The first change is going to be to her heal, the Q, the Devour ability, and the overall healing is being decreased from 100 down to 50. The full heal time has been reduced from 3 seconds down to 2 seconds. So you'll heal faster. The overall heal will now take 2 seconds instead of 3, but you are healing for less health overall. 50 instead of 100. There is a slight buff that the overheal of her armor no longer decays after a timer. On Reyna, when you used to overheal and get some armor, that would go away. That doesn't go away anymore, but you'll now be getting armor less often because you're only healed for 50 instead of 100. Next up, we have a change to Reyna's Dismiss, her E. You go invisible. The top speed has been increased from 9 seconds up to 12 meters per second. So when you're in Dismiss, you'll be moving around 30% faster than you were before. However, the total duration of Dismiss has been reduced from 2 seconds down to 1.5 seconds. So you move faster, but the ability lasts less time. It seems like the maximum amount of distance you're able to cover is going to be the exact same as it was before. You're just going to cover that distance faster. Then there is actually a big change to Reyna's ultimate, and that is that Empress no longer has a timer and is permanent until Reyna is killed or the round ends. So originally, if you used your ultimate on Reyna and you didn't find anyone to fight, it would just wear off and go away. Now it is permanent again until Reyna is killed or the round ends. That's everything that's changing with Reyna. I was expecting changes to her Leer, her flash, but there's nothing there. It's just a nerf to the heal, a buff to the ultimate, and an interesting change to the E, so you can move faster but over less time. Next up, we have the nerfs to Raze. It's just 3 changes and all of them are to her blast pack. Raze's satchel no longer explodes for damage / knockback upon opponent destruction. So this means that if an enemy breaks your blast pack, it essentially disables it. It's not going to deal damage, it's not going to deal knockback, it just goes away if an enemy breaks it. Then the second nerf is that Raze's horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed. They don't give any numbers unfortunately, so we don't know by how much it's going to be slowed, just what it says there. Raze's horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed. Then the satchel explosion audio is going to be updated to be audible further away. The point of this change is that so enemies can hear that first satchel coming faster and be more ready for a Raze to be landing on them. I do like the nerf for the enemy destruction on the satchels where if they break it there's no damage on knockback. I think that makes more counterplay, I think that's good. And then again we'll just have to wait and see with that second change just how much slower that horizontal velocity is going to be. Then we do also have some nerfs to Clove as well. First up, their pick me up C ability, the heal, the cost is going from 100 up to 200 credits. The duration is also being reduced from 10 seconds down to 8 seconds, and the damaging assist time to activate is going from 10 seconds down to 6 seconds. So that one just means if you got an assist, you'll have less time to activate the pick me up than you did before. There's also 2 nerfs to Clove's ultimate. The cost is going from 7 points up to 8, and the unequip delay is going from 0.7 seconds up to 0.8 seconds. So it'll take a tiny bit longer to pull your gun out after using your ultimate. There's also a bug fix change which is technically a nerf. Clove's ultimate will no longer survive the fighting state if they get a smoke assist. So you know how you get assists on controllers all the time just because someone kills an enemy in your smoke? This will no longer prolong your life on Clove. It has to be you outright killing them or getting a damaging assist. It cannot be a smoke assist. But yeah, those are all the changes coming in patch 8.11. I'll still do my usual gameplay video when those changes do come out, but for now that is just a description of all of them from Riot. I think Neon is definitely the biggest winner here. A lot of cool changes to her signature ability. ISO, I'm not huge on, we'll have to wait and see how that feels. Then Reyna, obviously the dismiss isn't really much of a change. The overall distance is going to be the same. The heal, just an outright nerf. The ult, just an outright buff, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Raze's horizontal velocity sounds pretty scary. Hopefully they don't completely gut her. It sounds like they still want her to be, the cool flashy duelist who can do those cool plays with the satchels. It's just going to be a little bit slower, we'll have to wait and see. And then Clove, outright nerfed. I'd say that's warranted, deserved. They've got like a 53% win rate in ranked or something at the moment. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of all those changes or if you have any questions about them.